I think having some sort of voluntary involvement, I think that, so full-time I work in HR, and it always pleases me to see that people engage themselves in voluntary, because voluntary gives you many things. One, the fact that you're giving your time, which is the most precious thing.
There's an element of responsibility.
Yes, there is responsibility, and you're doing something out of love, out of the love of what you're doing, and you're giving something to someone without expecting anything in return. I mean, everyone hopes to get something in return.
Of course.
You're in it to fulfill some need of yours. We all are, to some extent. But you might just love doing what you're doing. So that is what fulfills you. That might
No,
be
definitely.
your need. So it doesn't need to be something materialistic or anything.
No. But that's, yes, I think there's nothing wrong with being selfish. Selfish is not maybe the right word, but there's nothing wrong with being a bit selfish and saying, okay, I'm going to do this. What am I going to get out of it? Even if it is personal satisfaction, or saying, you know what, it's going to make me feel good about myself because I've helped someone out. Yes. There's nothing wrong with it.
And voluntary, and to be honest, it never crossed my mind when it comes to that. It never crossed my mind. Because I know what I signed up for. I know that I am doing this voluntarily. And whatever comes along with the way,
But you still want to feel good about doing it?
Yes and no.
You still want to feel good about what you're doing? I'm not saying you should do it just because it makes you feel good, but there is a pay at the end of it. There's
the sense of duty, I believe, at least for me, that I.
But that's fulfilling.
Yes,
So that's your satisfaction.
Yes, that is.
Knowing that you're fulfilling a duty is for you at the back of your mind, sticking a box.
Yep.
So that box is getting ticked, and someone else is benefiting from whatever you're contributing. Win-win. The world can never move forward if people are not in win-win situations.
Yeah. Definitely.
Whether it is at business level, whether it is at personal level, you can't be in a relationship with a person where it's very one-sided.
Definitely not.
And you probably have been doing voluntary work for a number of years because of that, because there is a win-win situation to it. Otherwise, you just do it, and if you felt at the end of it that you could have been doing something better, it wouldn't be sustainable.
I think the underlying message here is that money is not always the currency of exchange.
No. Money is, on a personal level, money is the least of my priorities. Does it mean that I don't want to earn money? Of course I do. I have very expensive tastes. But at the end of the day, there's so much more to life than money. I mean, I once changed jobs and took a pay cut. You know? So
I don't think there is any job that is more important than compromising your own well-being.
Exactly.
So I would have taken the pay cut again.
No, and again, not because it was a toxic situation or whatever, but because I felt that
your mission was complete.
My mission was complete. I mean, so you move on. And again, it's very cliche. I hate it because it's so cheesy, but it's true. The only constant is change. So you have to learn to embrace change, learn to adapt with it, and be mature enough to understand what you need to do.
I think there needs to be a balance between being constantly evolving and seeking change and whatnot, because change can be toxic as well.
Of course.
So I think there's a balance that needs to be struck there, because seeking change is good, but being stuck is. So let me rephrase: seeking change is good, but can be bad. Being stuck or at rest can be good, but can be bad as well. So I think striking a balance between the two is very important, because if we remain stuck for too long, I feel, this is my personal belief, and this is what I'm afraid of, if I'm on my deathbed, and I would say that in the past 10 years, I did nothing new. I repeated what I did over and over and over again. If that fulfills you, that's okay. But I think that you would be missing out on life. At least
Exactly.
that is what I believe, because in 10 years, life would have changed. So the world around us would have changed so much that you or me, in that case, in the story, wouldn't have experienced that.
Exactly.
So by not changing or by not adapting, I think in the long run we'll be missing out. And then same goes for if we are changing too much.
You don't have
missing
time to
out.
appreciate.
Yes. So a balance needs to be struck.
But
there.
at company level, that's where then the importance of the thing comes in.